Well, I made it. Oh my goodness, I made it. I made it. It's been a terrible time since you last saw me. It's the first day I've actually got up. I feel so much better. Dodgy. um, Basically, don't want to go into it as ways for those who hear it all the time. Um, with my brain condition, at any point, the brain can just make anything happen to me. And I had some internal organs stopping working again. And yeah. And it's a nuisance because tomorrow Mike was going to take me out for dinner, and Jumbo, I want to go. I still want to go. And he said, yeah, but you can't even eat or anything. So but I want to go, Jumbo. So he said, well, we'll see. He's working till lunchtime anyway. So I've got a thumbs up and no viewers. Interesting. Thank you, whoever you are. Probably someone, squirrels. Oh, there you are. Did you do that thumbs up? I was like, I've got the thumbs up and no one watching. That was weird. Yeah, so internal organs decide to shut down. Not a lot you can do about it. Glitter bombs to you, my friend. But as I say, I've got to start eating at some point. Had a tiny bit of rice today, just like rice and tiny bit of chicken. Didn't feel good for doing that. Heart problems, all sorts of stuff as per normal, but I won't go to all that. And then I've got a live today. I need to do that. This was one of the reasons I started doing Monday and Wednesday lives. Regardless, it kind of pushes me to get up and get doing something. As I say, I'm feeling tons better. I don't think I could have done it at all yesterday. And I looked at my calendar, like, oh yeah, it's Monday, I need to do a live, and I'm looking. Apparently, I'm still on the 9th of November, which was my Wednesday live, because it all went downhill from there. So let me just cross those off. I won't know what day it is at all. Gosh, we're on the 14th of November. That's like the middle of November. Good grief indeed. And all I've done today is literally I've made 3 videos edited, not made, like edited. 3 videos edited. That is awesome. So I feel way ahead. I did a couple of shorts. Oh, I can tell you about shorts. I can tell you how you can make money on every single short right now. Every single short from this minute that we speak. I've got it on mine. It's going to be rolled out to everybody. So let me tell you about that. I'll just answer your question, what you're doing today. So I've edited 3 videos, and a couple of them were quite long. So they won't necessarily be the next ones you see, but I've got some videos for times like this when I'm just really not able to do things. I can come home and there's a video. So I have some sitting there that aren't time sensitive. So the one of the ones I made today was what Mike does every morning when he goes away every morning. Those of you who don't know, you'll see that. Some of you do know. And he doesn't have a job. And he's helping somebody with something, and you'll see that I've edited that. So again, that's not time sensitive. Oh, it's also a catch up with the ponies. You saw the 2 baby horses born at the local stables. So I've done an update on those, edited all that in. Yes, so shorts, my jumbo pencil. I'm going to Jumbo tomorrow. I'm determined. So, as I say, this is being rolled out to everybody. I was one of the first to get it, but I wasn't even doing shorts. So now I'm doing shorts. It's flagged up. You did have this option. I told you they were doing everything to make me do shorts. Anyway, and for those of you who don't know, I'm doing it as a mathematical tutorial to show how the numbers don't work. It's a little project of mine. I've messed it up a little bit because to be completely mathematical and scientific, you have to have you can't just pick average like they do on these polls and things these days. You have to do it scientifically, so it has to be regular and balanced out. Obviously missing days out, it's not actually going to be right, but it will still be an overall picture, because who's going to regularly put out a short? Maybe people do, who knows. Anyway, let's get on with it. So how can you get money straight away on every short you make? I could give you more short things now I'm doing them, because I wasn't happy to really tell you all about them and what you can do when I wasn't even doing them. So now you have super thanks on shorts. Now, if you know, on lives and your videos, you get super stickers. They used to be called, oh gosh, I've forgotten when I first did YouTube. They've gone through many a name. They also went through the applause on a video. Applause was when you watched a video, you could hit the thumbs up at the bottom, and you also had a chance of not just, if you hit the thumbs up during the video, it was called applause, then it's got changed to thanks and super thanks, which is what it is on the shorts, but I'll tell you that in a minute. And what it is when you watch a video, you can click on that and it gives you option of paying 4 different payments if you like the video. And then when you press it, all these streamers and that happen over the top of, say, my video. So it's a way of paying for a video that if you like it, support it. But on shorts, like the chats now, the chat you can hit down the bottom. It's a $pound down the bottom of the actual chat. There's a $pound. You can click on that and you can give payment if you like the chat or support the channel in general. And you get a chance to type a message up. So with that, you could say, oh, I'd like you to use the money for blah, blah, or just that's great, keep going, or something like that. But you get an actual message comes up that everyone reads. So let's get on to the shorts. On shorts, you can hit the thumbs up and you get a super thanks. And what you'll get is on the short, if you hit the thumbs up, it says super thanks. You have the option of doing, and on the super thanks, what you'll get for that is a comment. Your comment will go into a bright colour. And that way your comment will also stand out from everyone else's comment. So basically you can hit super thanks there and get that. And your comment will stand out brightly from everyone else's on the comments. Now, personally, if you do that for my shorts, obviously you've got a payment to go with that. It's a sort of thank you in that respect. If you do it for my shorts, I'm going to give options of I may pin it. So your comment will be in a bright colour, but also pinned to the top. And or I might do a community post and put about you or your channel on that. And or I might do a shout out at the end of a video, one of my videos. And or I always tell you how it's being used. At the moment, any money I get in any respect, I'm saving up to buy as many fruit trees as possible for my land in the spring. I'm going out in the spring and get them. If you want it to be used for something else, always say, I'd like you to use it for whatever, then that's great. And the reason I'm saying and or for these things is because it depends on the amount. Obviously, if it's like $1, $2, I'm so grateful to that because it all adds up. But to me, that wouldn't be something I would put at the end of a video to thank. If it was more significantly, then it's worth me editing that and adding it to the end of a video, one of my videos I post. So it depends on the amount for that. I'm grateful for anything and everything, but obviously it depends on the amount and for time for me, whether it's just pinned or in a community post or a shout out at the end of the video. So I'll think of those things, because I have noticed, I know we can't afford a lot of things. I can't afford to give any money away. But I have noticed on some top videos, some people go in with the lowest denomination to say thanks, because that channel has said, I'll read it out, do a big shout out, put a video up, and they go around to all the big channels and basically give, say, $1 and get a big shout out on everyone's videos, but they don't go on to videos and give that donation if they haven't said they're going to promote their channel in some big form. So I'm not disrespecting anyone who can only afford $1 or whatever, but I'm just explaining why it's necessary for me, that takes me twice as long as anyone else to make a video, why I wouldn't put that on the end if it was a smaller amount. And as you all know, every time someone's helped me in any shape or form or sent me something in any shape or form or any amount, I have always thanked them publicly on lives, on shout outs, on community posts, or on whole videos. So it's not about that. It's just obviously I'm aware of what some people are doing, and I don't want to be in that trap. Hey Blue, how you doing? How you doing there, my friend? My friend. So that's that. That's my update on how you can get money for every single short. Obviously, you've got to let people know about it or it won't happen, but that is great potential for you. So that's my tip for today on that. So that's my little tip, and I will keep that. I might do a video on that because a lot of people don't know about it yet, because it's a new rollout. As I say, there's quite a lot of people now should be getting it already, particularly if they've done shorts for some time. And as I say, I knew about it before even doing shorts. So I just thought I'd share that for anyone who doesn't know, to make them aware. So there's that. I have no plans for today. I have nothing else to say because I haven't been able to even think of anything. So if you've got anything to say, say. Say. So that's it really. I just was sitting here for the last sort of half hour. I've got my file. You know, I'm always sorting out files. I don't like files and folders. Oh, look, Dawn's got another one to sort out. This is a boring one. It's a boring one. It has been out before and got, what do you call it, like minimized a bit. It was bulging, but the nitty gritty of it, I can't really sort out. I hate paperwork. I've been self-employed most of my life. That's the downfall of being self-employed, paperwork and stuff. And when I got together with Mike, I said to him, I'll do anything, but you deal with the paperwork. And he's quite happy with that, because he's one of those, he'd like to seal the paperwork. No, that sounds bad. Like not what should we say? He's just a paperwork guy. That's what I mean. He's just a paperwork guy. Some people like all the paperwork and all sorted out. As I say, all my life self-employed practically, and I'm done with paperwork. This is stuff. I have a tomato growing. Oh, tomato growing. What sort of tomato is it? What sort of tomato? Oh, good for you. I've got my one Sherry gave me seeds of from Black's Tropical Homestead. They split a bit, because, you know, we had that couple of days of like short, sharp, heavy rain, and they split because you can't water them lots, not water them, Shirley. You know that, I hope. So if you don't miss watering them, give them a little bit of water every day. So I have to come on and see your tomatoes. I haven't seen that. Ooh. So yeah, on and off little bits. It's so hot here. I'll give them a little bit every day, but then suddenly rain. They're like, what? What? And they split. I used the first one up in a sauce. I made a sauce, and they're big. I've seen everyone in America grow these beefsteak tomatoes. They're sort of that size. So I would say it's similar to that, but it's, oh, what's it called? Pineapple. Wait, pineapple something. Luckily, my big seat box is hit. Oh. Wait, let me see. Let me see. Because this is my actual seeds, as in seed packets in here. That's all that's in here, seed packets. Oh, they're the carrots she gave me. Baker Creek heirloom seeds. Azbek Golden. They're the seeds she gave me. So they're the carrots. They're growing well. I don't know when they're ready. I have to have a look. But they've got all the big green tufties. They might be ready. Oh, these are the tomatoes. I only put a few of both in because it really was the wrong time. But you know me, I like to get going. Tomato pineapple. That's all it's called. Baker Creek heirloom seeds. They're from Missouri. I would think you can order online. Find us on Facebook for updates. Rare seeds. They deal in rare seeds. Request our free heirloom seed catalogue featuring amazing non-GMO heirloom vegetables, flowers and herbs in brilliant colours. Visit our company, Pioneer Village and Farm near Mansfield, Missouri. So you could get them. And they tell you the minimum amount of seeds in each pack. So that's the pineapple tomato. And they are squishy like that. They're like quite soft. I was like, oh, wow. These are really soft. That's about true size. I would say that's actually quite true size. They're really big and very sweet. I've had some, already eaten some. They're very sweet. So, yeah, really sweet tomato. So there's that. What other ones have I got in here? I've got to get planting. I've got this cat grass. I've planted some of that. The cats don't go near it. It's supposed to be what cats like. I don't know, they've even noticed it yet. I've got 2 areas, only like a tub of each, but they're on the ground. They're not like high tubs. They're supposed to like it. So I've got that growing. Got another pack of that. This is our last workaways. This is part of what they brought us. We've got that and some other gifts. I've shown it. What have I got left? This is, as I say, just packets. I've got some radish. They'll all be upside down. Why does Dawn open her seed packets upside down? Well, it's obvious. You've still got the name on the packet. Whereas a lot of people tear across here and you lose the name of what the seeds are. So that's my seed tip for you. Open your packets upside down. Cool. As long as you're not someone who hangs them. I've got those. I've got, oh, by the way, they're all Italian. These are white kohlrabi. Blue likes kohlrabi, but I believe she likes the purple ones best. and they do taste different. I did a taste test on one of my videos a while back, last year actually. So we've got white kohlrabi there. We've got Pomerado tomato. Got lots of tomato seeds. Pomerado tomatoes. These are another type of Pomerado tomato. There. I got red cherry tomatoes. The reason I've got a lot of tomato seeds left is, as I say, I just regrow mine all the time. But it's always nice to have them in different places. There. So we'll start a new area. I sometimes start with these ones. I've got lettuce. This is one of my favourite types of lettuce. I like a crunchy lettuce. I got Rosa lettuce. I do like different colours, lettuce and greens and that. When you make a salad, put in as many colours as you can. So if you only like lettuce salad or leaves and that, just try and pick lots of different ones. A little bit of everything. And it also makes your plate look more full if you have lots of different colour bits of lettuce, particularly if someone's trying to eat better. You want lots of different colour of similar things, like different colour carrots and things. Got beetroot. I don't really eat beetroot. Mike loves it. I like growing it. Beetroot's one of the easiest things to grow, and you can eat the leaves, so I eat the leaves. I'm a great lover of eating leaves since I've grown my own things. I eat the carrot leaves. Oh, they're lovely. Carrot leaves. I eat radish leaves, broccoli leaves, lettuce leaves, spinach, technically leaves. Zucchini and squash leaves. And I've shown a video how you prepare those. You have to actually pull the veiny things out of those. Chard. I've got tons of chard. I have up there, you know, one of those really big brown envelopes, the biggest size you can get, full of chard seeds. And luckily, Anne was the recipient of my free seeds this month, and she said, "Oh, I really want chard." You wait till she gets her seeds. So I'd had a few seeds. This is for Blue. Blue likes kohlrabi. It's upside down, I know, Blue. It's a purple kohlrabi. This is something that is still going and going and going, growing so well. Last year was my first time growing aubergines, or some of you say eggplants. Everyone's saying, what's aubergines? Eggplants. Aubergines was my very first time. And I grew them in a raised bed. And they grew okay. Then I got some whitefly on them. I don't get whitefly. The only whitefly I ever have is on roses, but have I posted it where I show you how you get rid of the whitefly so easily. Anyway, so I couldn't do that method on my aubergines. So I thought, how can I get rid of them quickly? So I put those yellow sticky traps. Do you have those? They're like sheets of yellow, squares normally. And I put those hanging around. I did a video on it, hanging just around the plants of the aubergines or the eggplants. And I hung those around and just shook the plants every day when I went out and the whitefly fly and go, and they're basically stuck like. So that's a good tip if you've got any bug that flies, if you disturb it, anything, just I put like very small thin bits of bamboo, only about that tall, and I stuck them on just with like a twisty wiry stuff and put them right near the plants, not close enough if you're in a windy area, the plants to blow and get stuck on it, but close, and then shake the plant and things will fly off and go and get stuck on there. Perfect. So I got rid of them quite easily. But I thought, well, I don't want whitefly. Obviously, they got attracted from somewhere. So I thought, I don't want those again. So I thought, I need to sort this out. And they go underneath the leaves of plants, whitefly. So you never really know they're there till it's too late, till you've got masses and they come on top. So we can't all be going out there checking under the leaves of every single plant. And I thought, I don't want to net those. I net my brassicas. Any brassica, we have so many butterflies here. Any brassicas get netted of different sorts of net, whatever I've got. So I always net those and net them before butterfly season, which apparently we have now in the winter. We've had butterflies all year from last Christmas to now. They just keep re-going. Weird. Anyhow, so I thought, well, what can I do? And I know a lot of plants, to get rid of stuff, they say spray underneath leaves as well. So I thought, well, if it's spray, that's to stop, because I don't use chemicals. So I thought, well, that's to make it slippery or moist. So from then on, I just kept spraying with water, a hose, just all round. And I thought, I've already got rid of them. So if I make the leaves wet, they're not going to land and then crawl under. They're too wet. And since then, I've always just sprinkled any plant with water from a hose all the time, daily, whatever. You'll see I've got hose now down at the hugel beds, and that's so I can just go out. They don't need watering, but I just spray when it's hot with water, and I've not had it. And I've got now 2 hugel beds full of aubergines, which you've seen in my last video. And I've got the raised bed again, so they've been growing again. They just keep regenerating. So if anyone doesn't know, they just keep going. It's like people cut down their peppers and cut down their broccoli plants. All these things do regenerate. I know Squirrels were saying about her mint, or it's died. It regenerates. Just keep it like watered. They do like water. Mine would have all looked dead if you don't know what they do. And now the new mint is growing again. Did I say mint? I meant mint if I didn't say mint. The mint just regenerates again. So mint is something you don't need to grow again. In fact, I think there's most things do regrow. There's not many things that don't. My tomato plants, some go, but some do regenerate. Depends if you clip them back or not. So you can keep growing. If not, let a couple of things drop. If you let a couple of crops drop, then you should get things going all the time. So my aubergines, I have 3 or 4 types. And I like these. I know Blue said before that she grows things for prettiness and colour. I like the different shapes of the aubergines or eggplants. Again, upside down, I know. So I've got that one. That doesn't grow very big. That's the only downside, that one. It's quite pretty, and that's exactly what it looks like. But it doesn't get longer or fatter. That is probably it, but obviously a bit bigger than that. It's sort of I'd say a berry shape. Maybe a berry shape. Berry. Yeah, that's okay. This one, oh, this is new, these ones, but I've grown these before. I've got loads going. These are what I call my marble ones. I call them marble, and they are so pretty. They are really pretty. And again, they taste different. They do taste different. Where's the other one? Oh, have I not got any spares of the other ones? I've got the, oh, what's it called now? I want to say berry. That's not right. Wait. Have I written in my book what it's called? I've got the long one. The long one. Where's my book then? Oh, there it is. The long one, purple one, and the teardrop kind of one. The two main ones that people grow. Oh, and the round dark purple one. I probably haven't got the brand variety written here. Probably not. Probably not. You probably haven't seen this book. I'll show you it in a minute. What I did my first year of growing, it's an old diary, and let's say, right, this is March. So the first year I wrote it, well, first year of growing lots of seeds, I wrote in what I grew, planted, and I put little notes, and then if it grew as in produced, I'd go back and tick that they produce. So look, leeks were there. No, that wasn't a good time for my leeks. And then I did that for 3 years or so. And then I put little notes about why that was the date I started it indoors, or that was the date I planted such and such. 5th of March, the type of squash I grew, I started it outside in a cat food bag, and then that grew. So I'd keep going back to that, but now I just try and grow things all year. That's my plan. That's my plan. Everything I'm just going to keep going. That was my last year plan, but that got thwarted a bit. Thwarted. Yeah, see, I've got varieties here of the Italian names, the zucchini, albarello, which is the nano one. Yeah, so that's not much help really, is it? And then also I went through and I put, when I got seed packets, on the back it tells me when to plant them, so I'd write that in, plant this, plant this, plant this, and then the next year I'd plant it the month earlier and the month earlier. So if something worked, then I'd go back obviously, and trombello, okra, sweet corn, kohlrabi. So there was a lot of planting going on in April. Big lot went in April, different stuff. So what is it now? November. Let's see what we got in November. Oh, child, for goodness sake. Can harvest first cauliflowers from now. Red amaranth. So yeah, that's basically what this was, little books. It's a great way if you've got an old diary, or some of you go to like garage sales and charity shops. If you see old diaries that are empty, or a lot of people use them in January, maybe February, and then don't use them. So you can use them for that. So yes, another one. February. Or what I grew in January. So that gives you an idea. That's what I can grow in January for a start. Pause the video now. Have to play it back. Yeah, see, I've put marble aubergines. That's no help to you. Long aubergines. That's no help at all to you, is it? So January, I grew tomatoes, aubergines, lettuce, radish, yellow melon, watermelon, onion, tomatoes, pomelos, peppers, lettuce. Did I say yes? Lettuce, I said. So that's January. So it gives you some idea of what we can grow here. Oops, I just caught my foot on the table. So yes, I'll go through my seeds. What else I've got in the seed box? I haven't been reading any comments. I've just realised. Okra. These are called lady's fingers. So I know them as lady's fingers, and you can see why. So that's another difference a lot of people have. And these, it's all in Italian. I'll just translate one sec. Right, so you can put them in the ground, January, February, March, April and May. April and May, you can put them in the ground, and then you should harvest the 6th and the 7th month. So what's that? June and July. June and July. They're good. A lot of people say they don't like them. My answer to that is, have you picked them when they're not the right time to pick them? The first year I grew them, I didn't know what they even tasted like, and I disliked them strongly. Then I read about them and did research into them. I was picking them too late because they look ready for a long time. You've got to pick them when they're much smaller than you think. So you don't want to pick them really any bigger than that. They will grow much bigger than that. And people think, oh, they're still growing. And then pick them when they're big. And they really lose their taste terribly. Mike's been put off of them because he ate them the wrong time with me the first year. And he said, no, I don't want them anymore. I don't like them. And also the seeds are all inside. I've got videos where I show you how you get the seeds out. And they go harder as well if you eat them too soon, because you eat the seeds as well. And you've got to cut the little pointy bit off. Cut the pointy bit off here. And you cut the top off about there and just eat them as they are. And for me, they're a great snack when I'm walking around the garden and the land doing things. And you're like, oh, I'm getting a bit peckish. I just pick some okra and eat it on the go. So, yeah, I would say the picture is too big to eat. So that gives you some idea. You don't want them fat and you don't want them too long. So that, if anyone's tried them and said, no, I really don't like them, I'm assuming you've eaten them like I did too late. You might just not like them. But I would say that is a good possibility. There's those. What do the aubergines say when to actually plant them? January, February, March, April. January, February, March, April to plant those ones. Now, I noticed this before with these packets. Different types of aubergines had different dates to plant. Bear in mind, this is Italy, these are from, and the reason being Cyprus sells Italian seeds and we can plant them earlier than Italy. So look where your seeds come from as to when they say you can plant them. So we can plant earlier than Italy. So yeah, I will put those in probably anytime soon, basically. And obviously, the longer you put things in, the longer the season is. So as long as they're okay early, you'll get more produce and you get double produce of lots of stuff. These kohlrabi, I'm just doing the dates in case anyone's curious. These are to sow very much April and May, June and July. So again, when they give you a long time of planting, when they say a long patch of time you can plant, that gives you the option to plant a little bit every month as well. I must read some chat. Blue, yeah, I want to grow okra because I can try them fresh, which may change my mind on them. Right, so you found that. You found you don't like them. Interesting. You want to grow okra. They're so easy to grow. And the reason I started growing them, although it was in my time of I want to grow more seeds and try things and everything else, The reason I grew them was for the flowers. They are so pretty. You probably you know so much about growing, but the flowers are so pretty and they don't all come out at once. So you can plant several okra and you'll get one flower. And then that one will die off and become the okra, and then another one flower. So they won't all flower together. My advice is they always say plant so many of this and so many of that, or plant a few, then a few more. With okra, I would say you can't get too many. You won't get loads all come up at once, even if you plant them all together. So go to town on it, seriously. And if you don't like it, let them grow out. They dry off on the plant. They grow about this tall. Let them grow out, collect the seeds and give the seeds to other people. I've been collecting the seeds, so I could add that to my seed giveaway. I can't remember if I put it on there yet or not. Did I put it on? I think I might have done. I have to check. The slime I don't like. Again, it's getting them at the right time, for sure. For sure, it's getting them at the right time. I've got used to just sort of seeing when you think, oh, they look like you could pick them. That's the time to pick them. Not, oh, they're growing well. That's too late. You go, oh, they look like a little okra. That's the time. Well, that's my opinion anyway. Chard. Oh my goodness, chard for me grows like people grow weed. I can't stop the stuff growing. I'm having no trouble with chard. Where are we? And for a hot climate, they're most suitable because I suppose they just find any moisture anywhere, because there's areas I haven't grown it, seeded it for a long time, and they're coming up from last year. But do be aware they will take over, because obviously if you don't get all the seeds, they will just reproduce anyway. Sow these in the ground March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. No, that's wrong. Oh yeah, that was right. January, February. So it's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. I thought I was wrong because where's December? But that's back at the beginning. So basically you can put a little bit all year. I might not liquidize it. I used to liquidize it. My chopper doesn't liquidize. That's the downfall. So I chop it all up and put it in sauces. I don't like it much like a sort of lettucey thing. I find it's a little bit, what would you say, coarse. It's not as appetizing. I do put it in a sandwich sometimes if I haven't got lettuce. It's not the same, but I think it's good for you. So I've got to figure out about a liquidizer or something now, because I want to make soups. Do you, Blue, think this will make a good soup? Because I've got tons of chard. I can't see why not. If I liquidize, I want to make soups. That's my next thing. Soups. I can't see why not. I can't see anything you couldn't really put in a soup. I would like a soup. Beetroot. I wouldn't like that in a soup. Beetroot says to plant February, March, April, May, and then September, October, November. And I literally start planting some beetroot. As I say, it's only Mike has it. So I plant a few, and then a few weeks later, a few more, a few weeks later, a few more, and I just keep going with it. And I make sure he's got about 8 big ones at a time. Let's say I harvest the biggest 8 first, let a few go. If I've planted, always plant more than what you want, because some won't obviously work. But then I leave a few of the ones previously seeded, let them get a bit bigger, and they come into play with the next lot, and so on and so forth. And then I boil them all up, and then I put them in a jar all boiled and everything, and he literally gets through those in a week. in sandwiches and salads and whatever else. Ah, sure, child works for soup. Could you do me a nice few soup recipes and best way to cook soup on your chan? Or link me to one you've already done. I want to get into soups, but I want frugal soups. I don't want loads of ingredients other than what I grow. A nice basic soup recipe that I can adapt for all types of things I may have, my friend. I used to cook the most wonderful soup, and in all my recipes, I can't find my soup recipe. It was easy, it was simple, it was quick. There was stock cubes in it. I don't mind buying stock cubes if I need to. I don't want things with like fats in. I know like a proper soup, you have like the fats and all that stuff. I don't want that. I want just from scratch with stuff I've got. I can have a few soups there. I'll do some more. Right, cool. Send me any links. Any links you've got to soup things, I will be there. There was a channel last year did a big soup thing. I saved some. I did save some of their videos. So I have to go through my saves. Oh, bless you. Bless you, Blue. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. See, I'm reading now. Just not been up to normality. Lettuce. I love lettuce. As I say, I've actually got 3 types of lettuce. Any seeds I don't show you are in my jars now. These are, as I say, seed packets. Maybe open, may not. But then as I grow stuff, I take the seeds from it and put in the jar. So I know they're like the older seeds to use. Yeah, I like a crunchy lettuce. I like a Kos lettuce. You may notice Dawn's not very good at names of varieties of things because I'm not a gardener. Some of you are quite fooled out there. You consider me to be a gardener. I'm such a beginner. I have such little knowledge. But I put things in the ground and they grow. And then I learn from mistakes and I try and experiment and do all sorts of things. So I've got not much idea or clue on varieties. Andrea's channel, Digging for Health. She was saying about the names of the grapes and things similar to grapes. There's 2 names. I can't even recall them now. Really long. One begins with an M. Blue will know. One begins with an M. And then another word. I can't remember them. But they're sort of grapey things or types of grapes or similar things. And she would talk about those. And it's in the title, I think. And I put, don't know these long words, laughing with her or something like that I put. And she came back and explained what they were fully and blah, blah. And I just put a comment back, never playing Scrabble with you then. It's the best way. Yeah, I read a certain amount. And as I've said before, I've got Mike's old gardening books from his mum from the 70s. I've got 1 gardening book myself. I bought out here, but funny enough, it's an English gardening book, but it had all the trees in and basic vegetables. I wanted a real basic vegetable type book. It's got that. I don't read all the bits in there, but I've got those. I just read basic. And I've got those. I'll read them and I'll watch YouTube. I'll take advice, but everyone's got different ways and different thoughts. And I mash it all up. Maybe try a couple of things. Maybe try something myself alongside. You'll know my past growing years, I've always experimented, like the potatoes. If you go back and watch all my potato videos, I grew potatoes in about 6 different ways, all at the same time, from the same potatoes. And I did it I did that, cut them with the eyes. I cut them in half, I only have so many eyes on each part. I did some not cut. I did some that they recommended weren't good enough to grow as potatoes. I did everything. And then I grew some in hugels, some in Ruth Stout method, some just in the ground, some in tubs. I did them all at the same time. And then over so many videos, I showed each result. and what grew fastest, what grew slowest, what had the most growing from it. And that was actually a real fun experiment. So if you want the answer, which is the best way to grow potatoes? In a hugel bed. Of course. I'm the ambassador for hugel beds. Oh, and you should see how they're going now. They're doing really well because I've restrawed. I've only done half restraw, and you've seen the video where I've only restrawed half. So I've restrawed half of them. They look like, oh, they remind me of like little graves. When I first pile them up, they really remind me of graves. And if you've seen where they are in my garden, they're at the very end of my land, where there's the field next door. But there is the track up the side. So you've got them here, and you've got a little track up here. And it's only access for a couple of farms here. And two of them, three use it. The three that go past, there was a they all know what I do grow in there, but I think they're quite amused by it. What are these things? And then they see things growing. Ooh. And then the next thing is, they go down hugel beds, and they're like, as in not doing well now. And then they see all this straw, so like, ooh, she's trying this again. Steve Digwell Greenfingers does a single seed potato challenge every year, so the results were incredible. Right, cool. Oh, I should have been on that then. They would be like, wow. But yeah, it was over so many videos, and because I didn't want all the results in one go, and they weren't all ready at the same time. That was the interesting thing. Would I do them again if I got 3 potato seeds again? Yes. I ate them all. I shouldn't have eaten them all, but we ate them. They were really nice. I think they were Dutch. I do say on the video. I think they were Dutch potatoes. And a Cypriot has actually asked me in my one of my videos. Actually said, I love that you show all growing in Cyprus, because there isn't such a thing really out here as in videos, social media, as a proper channel, rather than just, hey, look at me in my makeup, that kind of thing. He's saying, oh, it's great you do such a channel. And so about the potatoes, where on earth do you buy them from? I didn't, but the fact is they came from a potato farmer, and that's what you've got to do here. Here, if you want good stock, then you go to someone that's already growing it, go to a farmer, and you say, can I have some of your seeds or some of your produce for the seeds? Pay them, because most of them are taking them to a supermarket anyway, so you pay them, they give you some. That is the best way, so you can all try that wherever you are. Cuts all the eyes out separately. People getting 5 to 10 kilograms out of one potato that way. Yeah, I've heard that method. I've heard that. And some of the farmers here do that. Yeah, it's quite an old method actually. Yeah, there's a saying. I think there's an old saying or an old rhyme or something about that, like ancient rhyme. Something about take your eyes out. Oh, I have to try and figure out where I heard that. Something about take your eyes out, and people think it's a nasty. It's not a nursery rhyme, but it's like a rhyme poem, something. And people used to think it was a nasty thing, saying take your eyes out, literally take your eyes out, but it's referring to the potatoes. Something about take your eyes out and you'll see more. Something like that it is. It's something interesting. Don't know where that's from. Really don't. Yeah. So definitely hugels. I always say hugels are the way to go for sure. Definitely. So yeah. And also in here I've got seeds that are left from what people gave me. You'll like this one. Corn thing. That's from a Cypriot, and it's like, is it bulgur? Like bulgur. bulgur. I think it's bulgur. But I just cooked corn thing. Got some melons still left from someone gave me, watermelons. Oh, pomegranates, they're mine. Pomegranates. I've got a thing for those now. Got pomegranate seeds from my pomegranates. Actually, that's the first time I thought to actually harvest the seeds. So I now have pomegranate seeds. Sweet corn, got tons of sweet corn seeds from my sweet corns this year. This is my neighbour. Oh, this is one of the farms nearby. I call my neighbour. She's got a house, but they don't live there. And she's the one comes. Ooh, ooh. And she drove past the other week, and she's like, she only speaks Cypriot, no English at all. And she's got something in her hands like this. And she's like saying in Cypriot, like, I think you're growing things. It's like, yes, yes. And she gives me, and I put my hands out, and there's all these seeds. So I was like, oh, and she's like, for you to grow, for you to put in these. For you to put in these. Like, oh, okay. Anyway, luckily I can identify things, and she did say in Cypriot melon, and I do know what that is. Now I came back, I said to Mike, look, all these seeds from Demetra. And he said, do you know what they are? I said, only because I know my language. I mean, you can identify most things. So, yeah, there's a ton in there of those. Where are we? Tony from Simplified Garden chucked some potato peels, those compost they grow. Not hello. It's like £75 of volunteer potatoes that way. Amazing. Bless her. Yeah. Oh, you always get stuff here. Always bringing food and all sorts. All sorts. I do have a few still of some of the things that Josh gave me. I was very careful not to plant everything of everything. So I've still got a few bits and pieces those, because the last thing I wanted to do was put seeds in and they not grow. I would have been devastated. I did lose one thing. I have no seeds left of it. So I was a bit devastated by that, because it was something I really wanted. But most of the Malabar spinach really doing well. That suddenly seems to have perked up for some reason, because it was growing, but it didn't grow any more than that. I've been harvesting the leaves off of it, so I thought, is it because I'm taking all the leaves? I wondered if it was like, say, some herbs where you should take from certain places. And I thought, oh, have I taken from maybe the base and I should have taken from the top or something like that. But now it's got this long stringy bit suddenly come out. Maybe that bit of rain we had, long stringy bits come out and lots of leaves growing up that. So cucumbers are still going. How weird. That's really weird. I've given up looking at what should grow when. I'm just planting things. If they grow, put some more in. I've used nearly all those, so that was another envelope of seeds I got. I wrote down all what was in there and ticked those off as I went. My snake bean, that was something that started to grow, and that was when I had a big episode, so I didn't get out to my garden. I've kind of harvested one tiny, you probably can't even see it, I don't want to tip it up and lose it, but there's one tiny snake bean there. You can see it now in the bottom. It's like treasure. That is something I actually asked for. And then I keep telling you about how the owls that we got in our garden keep coming and dropping nuts that we don't have in our garden. And I keep planting them. Well, just in the last few days, you can just walk around the land and just find them on the ground. There's another one. Oh, and we do like eating them, but the thing is, I've got one tree growing of them. I say tree. You see it on near the rabbit cages when I film there, on the bottom of what's technically like with some sort of greenhousey thing. I've got that on there at the minute. Is that brilliant about the snake bean seed or the nuts? I do like eating them, but I want to grow them. But I've learned with these, you have to put them in mulchy and just leave them in the winter. You're not technically planting them, you're just keeping them mulchy. And then I believe it's the spring that you take them out and plant them, the nuts. Yeah, we don't have squirrels dropping nuts here. We have owls. I heard them last night, actually. Don't know if they're mating again or something. It's nice to hear them. Wait, let me get my information because I don't want to tell you wrong. Anyone listening goes, oh, that's what you do with them. In my jumbo file, it is all sorted out. It's got all plastic sheets in now. Look, it's all organised. It's all organised, and I take ages to find what I want because I don't know the order of the organisation. I've got all about my butterflies now that are here. I've got all my bugs in here. I've got all my recipes of how to stop different bugs. Oh, I think what I've done is put it all in alphabetical order, it seems. Oh, here it is. Right, let me look. Yeah, it's my red amaranth that I lost, that I really wanted. If anyone's got any red amaranth, and if anyone's got snake beans or any runner beans or French beans, they're the things I'm really missing. They're the things. What am I looking at? Oh, the nut thing. The nut thing. What would that be under? Nut. This is where I wrote down all my info of everything I grow. Just see Malabar spinach. My info on that says it can grow up a trellis. Well, that would be why it's got that long bit then. That long bit. Anyone like previously listening and be like, yeah, you trellis it. Loves heat, can take full sun, but likes a bit of shade. Seeds 12 to 24 inches apart normally. Start indoors a couple of weeks, 4 to 6 before last spring frost. Ready in the summer. Inside wall of trellis, it does better. The red type, that's the one I got. Bracella ruba has red rubber stems. That's the one I've got. Seeds are on the stems like chard. Oh, I've got that to come. Can grow from cuttings or transplants. Cut off growing tips, strip bottom leaves and root in a jar of water. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave this bit of paper out. Cut off growing tips, strip bottom leaves and root in jar of water. Tropical plant, so it needs plenty of water. Don't let it dry out. Consistent even watering or will go to flower or become bitter. When a young plant, cut it back a bit to encourage branching. Ready to harvest when you see the leaves. Pick the youngest, smallest leaves. If slimy to eat, add a bit of vinegar. Using stir-fry smoothies, soups. Set seeds end of season, flowers, turns into deep purple seeds, which have a strong dye and you can use to paint eggs. Dry seeds whole. Plant may reseed itself, wait to rehome. And that's all my notage I'm going to leave that out because I need to pay attention to that. What are we looking for? Nuts. Thanks. I heard you. Thanks. Passion fruit, potato, pumpkin, radish, salsify, sweet corn, Swiss chard. Here we go. Found it. Okay. So this is for sure a type of walnut. And I always thought walnuts were the big roundy ones, but these are a different type of walnut. And it's called a corythi in Greek. Needs to be wintered in mulch. That's what I was on about. So I need to get those out once we get some cooler weather. Needs a period of cold. Dig up in the spring. You will see germinating. Plant the roots down, flat side up. That's confusing with that because you think you will plant it the other way. So the flat side up. Plant twice the length of the seed in sandy soil. It takes 2 weeks to emerge. Best to cross-pollinate, but only having one will be fine. There, that's my info. There you go. These need to go in plastic sheets. That's why I couldn't find them. They're in a little thing at the back because I ran out of plastic sheets. So if Mike allows me to go out tomorrow, we will go to Jumbo and get some more. But see how I do throughout the day, the morning rather. But I don't know what we're going to do about eating. Oh, that nearly went. Right, I think I will leave it there today because I need to go to bed. I went to bed at 7 o'clock last night. I got up and went to bed at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock at night, and I slept and slept and slept. So I'm going to go and sleep now. I will do that. So, yeah, it's nice to have you on board. Thanks for the thumbs up. Don't panic about my community post. You see, I'm here. I'm alive and well. So don't panic about my community post. Oh, dear. Now you're going to go and look. Don't panic. I'm here. Look, I'm here. I'm here. Okay, thanks for being there. Have a good one, everyone. And just thanks for being you. Hopefully I'll be here Wednesday. Until then, hopefully I'll be here Wednesday and I can tell you what I bought at Jumbo. So until then, as always, Meraki.